Hello everybody and welcome back to Red Eagle Politics. Make sure you guys like this video down below and subscribe to the channel if you are new. So, we have elections coming up on Tuesday, arguably the most important and consequential and also competitive elections are going to be taking place in the state of Virginia. Glenn Youngkin won the governorship back in 2021 when most people wrote the state off at basically all levels as a solid blue state, voted for Biden by 10 percentage points, but then it turned around the next year and made Glenn Youngkin governor of Virginia. And Republicans flipped the lieutenant governorship, the attorney general post back in 2021, and also the state house. Now they are looking to hold the state house in this de facto midterm for Virginia, even though it's on an off year, and they're looking to flip that state senate to make Virginia a functionally Republican state. And this is being talked about a lot in the media. We see this here. But furthermore, it's important to note that the polls have this neck and neck. They're polling the generic ballot in Virginia. And honestly, that doesn't really tell us a lot about the individual races. I'm going to be doing a final prediction on that come Monday when we have all of the data that we need. But in this video, I'm kind of just going to give it more of a preview and show what the early vote looks like overall so far. Do Republicans really have a chance? Are they going to hold the state house? Are they going to flip the state senate? What's going on in the state of Virginia? How are Democrats just coming apart at the seams with some of these candidates that are just doing a lot of gross things and doubling down on them and doing even more gross things? These are consequential elections because you have a state like Virginia. We can save it if you give Youngkin a state legislature to work with, so you could pass through legislation. Democrats are making this all about abortion. Republicans are making it about all of the issues. So we'll see what reigns supreme. Youngkin's definitely going on offense on the issue of abortion in Virginia, which I do respect, but is it going to pay off? We'll have to see what happens. He's trying to campaign on even and talk about a 15-week ban. It would be a very big victory for the pro-life movement if Republicans were able to go out there and flip the state senate. So we'll see. It is a political gamble. But so far, Democrats will talk about the energy level. But first, I have to tell you guys about my Patriot Supply because the unthinkable's happening. No more surprises, guys. It's all out in the open. Our so-called trusted institutions tell you not to worry and everything's fine, but you know better, and you won't allow yourself to be blindsided. So join the folks investing in emergency food storage. You can trust My Patriot Supply, the nation's largest emergency preparedness company. Pick up their best-selling 3-month emergency food kit with breakfast, lunches, and dinners that last up to 25 years. Honestly, I know people that just eat this regularly, not even emergency food, because it's good food. And their delicious meals offer over 2,000 calories every day. Just add water, heat, then it's good to eat. So go to preparewithredeagle.com and get a 3-month emergency food kit from My Patriot Supply for each member of your family. They also sell biomass stoves, off-grid room heaters for power outages, gravity-powered water filters, heirloom seeds, and survival gear that may come in handy very soon. So visit preparewithredeagle.com and prepare for the fallout. Preparewithredeagle.com. So Glenn Youngkin won in 2021. Republicans looking to capitalize on that and make the state a red state. The party is competent. They're using early voting more often to their advantage. They're going out there and they are trying to flip the seats necessary to get this thing done, and it's possible that it will pay off, and they're not really caving. They're going on offense. Youngkin's bragging about, yeah, we're taking a liberal state and we're making it more conservative, and the guy's got a ridiculously high approval rating, and he's hoping to use that to his advantage and capitalize on that. And you're looking at the House of Delegates and the Senate elections as well. The Republicans' last election had a 4-seat advantage. Currently, they have a 3-seat advantage. There's some seats that are vacant. But Republicans need to at least hold all but 2 of those seats in order to win. And you look at the fact that a lot of the Republican incumbents that are retiring are in safe red areas, and incumbency advantage does play a role, a positive role. Overall, it does seem as if Republicans will have a good shot. If the generic ballot's really neck and neck, it does seem as if Republicans are going to have a very good chance at holding the state house. Obviously, it's not a guarantee, but it is more likely than not at this point. I'm going to drop the final prediction eventually. We're going to do that on Monday. Tomorrow, we'll do some non-related to 2023 video. But nonetheless, the state house, they hold it now. They're likely going to hold it. And if they don't hold it, they're probably not going to retake the state Senate. But you look at the state Senate here, and this is where things get more consequential, because you go all the way back to 2019, because these were not up for grabs in 2021. And if they were, Republicans likely would have taken the state Senate. But nonetheless, Democrats destroyed Republicans in the popular vote. They beat them by almost 14 points there. That's insane. But overall, Republicans still were 2 seats away from being able to hold the chamber. So this is the first time that Democrats controlled both the legislative and the executive branches in Virginia since '93. Republicans obviously have chipped away at that. They've got the executive with Youngkin. They've got the state house. They're looking for that state Senate. And it's very possible, given the fact that all they need to do is flip 2 seats. You have Democrat retirements across the board. You have Democrat candidates for both the House and the Senate races. They're running these insane people, and Republicans are being competent. So, like I said, it's very possible. I'm not saying it's guaranteed. It's going to be close, folks. It's going to be close across the board, and we know that. That's why it's important. You get out and vote. Bring people with you, bring your friends, bring your family members. Same thing goes for Kentucky, which is very close. And there was another early vote dump that we saw today that came out that was very positive for Republicans. So make sure people are getting out and voting regardless of whatever state you're in. Make sure they're voting the right way as well. Convince people who are, these people that are like okay with Andy Beshear, for example, in Kentucky, that Cameron is the guy. Convince people in Virginia why they should vote Republican overall. I mean, it's not that difficult when you talk to Democrats. If you talk to these people that are amped up and saying, well, Youngkin's going to put these abortion restrictions in play, tell them why a 15-week ban is positive. Talk about, even the finding the common ground with these people. I mean, if you look at the actual facts of the matter, nobody should be supporting abortion at all. But even if we want to be realistic here and talk about the way that discourse works, you have to talk about the certain milestones that the fetus hits, etc. I mean, this is something that's going to be talked about overall, and it's something that's common sense, and it's something that Republicans should really capitalize on, if anything, just because the facts and the science is on their side. But nevertheless, there's a lot of other issues as well the Republicans are running on. But what are Democrats exactly running on? It's only abortion. And their candidates are some of the worst candidates I think we've ever seen. For example, a lot of people know Susanna Gibson, who is running as the Democrat nominee in one of the most competitive races this November, raised money by selling naked videos of herself on the internet. It was basically OnlyFans. You have an OnlyFans candidate that the Democrats are running in like one of their most important races. This is who they exactly decided to put up. They are a total and utter disaster. This is not something that really is going to save their party. Their party's fallen off a cliff. McAuliffe ran an awful campaign, and I think the party of Virginia kind of suffered consequences because of that. The Republican Party's getting stronger, and we heard about Virginia Democrats and their competence for years, but this is what they put up. This is what we see here, really? They are coming apart at the seams. They're acting more like the Florida Democrats. I mean, at least during campaign season, Andrew Gillum, all the bisexual meth head stuff was not out in the open. The Democrats in Virginia, they're already doing it. They're shouting from the mountaintops all the stuff they're doing, and they're doing even grosser things. You have another prominent Virginia Democrat candidate posting a video of herself peeing outside. Like, there's no justification or even like way to even reason this. This is insanity. They actually think that this is something that's going to appeal to voters. It's absolutely not. They're just making fools out of themselves, and it's not exactly going to help them go out there and win and inspire Democrat turnout. If anything, it's going to energize Republicans and possibly some winnable independents to vote Republican. And that's the way things are. You look at the early vote in the state of Virginia so far. Again, this is Target Smart. It's by modeled party. It's not all that accurate, but it does kind of base off of, are you voting Republican in past primaries? How have you voted in the past, etc. And it shows that Republicans are doing better in the early vote than 2022, where Republicans did well in Virginia. I mean, overall, if they did, as well in Virginia as they did across the board in every single state compared to previous elections, then there would have been a red wave and there wouldn't have been really any debate about it. But nevertheless, Republicans are voting at higher numbers than they were in 2021 in terms of the percentage of the vote as well, showing that more likely may be voting early compared to years past, and that's a good thing. Overall, the total turnout is lower. And it's mainly lower in Democrat areas that we see here. When you look at this, there's a lot of data here, a lot of information to really cover in this graph that I'm not going to get into. But the bottom line is, for those that don't want to read it and analyze everything, that the votes across the board are down. They're much lower than 2021 early vote. They're much lower than 2022 early vote. Election day voting is likely going to favor Republicans overwhelmingly. And still, there is a much more depressed turnout in solid Democrat districts than solid Republican ones. And you look at that, and that's even more impressive considering the fact that these rural counties only have like a single early voting site. So it's harder for people to vote in these deep red areas, which is contrary to popular belief with Democrats talking about most suppression and all this other stuff. But nevertheless, what you are seeing is more Republicans voting early, despite it being more difficult for them to, and despite Republicans having this aversion to mail-ins and early voting, and there's a lot more early voting overall than mail-ins from what we see, but you're looking at this rural turnout, it's very strong. And that's going to bode very well for Republicans because Democrats are not enthused as much as they should be. Republicans are getting out to vote. The party is being competent. Is this going to be enough for Republicans to go out there and win? Well, it's really yet to be seen, but it's still impressive, and it needs to happen because Glenn Youngkin, with a state legislature that is going to be friendly, is going to be able to do a decent amount to terraform the state of Virginia from the, Biden plus 10 state that it was in 2020 to who knows what it could be in the future. You see, Nova isn't growing as fast. It seemed like Virginia was long gone. And maybe it could come back a little bit. I mean, Northern Virginia, that's still where a lot of these big city DC bureaucrats are. But if we're able to, maximize our chances with some of these other demographics, yeah, it's very, very possible that Virginia may be turning a corner. I don't know what corner it's going to be turned, but at least at the statewide level, it does seem like something is happening there, and Youngkin does deserve a decent amount of credit for it. So hopefully everyone votes in 2023 wherever they can. We need all hands on deck to make this happen, but you never know. If this happens, that would be a massive, massive victory. Republicans are going on offense in Virginia. They're going on offense in Kentucky. They're playing defense in Mississippi, but all around, we'll have to see what happens, guys. I mean, either way, I'll be covering this as we get closer to the election, and who knows what's going to happen. But hopefully you will see that trifecta in Virginia after November 7th. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching this video. Like this video down below, comment down below, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications so you never miss another video. Follow me on social media. The links are all in the description down below. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Red Eagle out.